Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Malini, and we are getting ready to go. So we've got to be really fast. I'm going to a charity event, and again, my hair is greasy, so I'm gonna do something about that. What's on my mind right now is, well, as you know, last time, it was like 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went speed dating, and well, spoiler alert, did not work out. Mostly just cause everyone there was actually older. Like the demographic was much older, so it was not a successful event. And since then, I've just decided that, you know what, I'm happy being single. And honestly, I am happy being single. I love being single. And I honestly don't understand why there's such pressure to date, and I feel like there's such a pressure to date, and it's seen off as weird if you have never dated before, which, by the way, I have never actually dated anyone before. I don't know why being single is I want to say demonized, but it's just made to sound like it's something negative, and like the ultimate goal in life is to get into a relationship. And I guess maybe that's we have a lot of movies that really portray that as the end goal, and you know, I guess literally most of the princess movies that I grew up watching, what happens at the end, they get together in a relationship, and that is the happily ever after. But let me just point out, if you do not find the right person, it will not even be a happily ever after. I think a lot of people run into relationships because they just want, just for the sake of having a relationship. And so, it's not actually the right person. They just don't want to be alone. But, I'm telling you, it honestly is better to be alone than be with the wrong person. I don't know, I've just, seen a lot of people become really unhappy being in a relationship with the wrong person, because they're just not compatible. But at that point, you're so invested in each other's lives and so together, and just don't know, just can't imagine being alone, that it's hard to, then separate. So I feel like being single should be romantic. I don't know, people just always paint it as such a lonely thing, but it's not you don't, just because you're single, you're alone and you're this lonely little figure. No, you can have a very active social life. I am not alone. I have family and friends who fulfill that need for socialization. I do think it is good to romanticize spending time with yourself, because I think a lot of us do can neglect that. It is so important to know how to spend time with yourself, because you have to get to know who you are as a person, to know what you want, and touch base and see what's going on in your head, anything that you want to fix, or just reset. I love that trend of people going on self dates and just doing stuff by themselves, because I think that is a very undervalued thing. But at the same time, I will say it's not I would never say there is no need for socialization, that you can maybe for most people, there might be a small percentage of people that perhaps truly are happier very much away from people and not socializing that much. But for most people, probably most of the people watching this, you need to see people. We need social interactions, social interactions. Humans are a social species after all, That's how we got this far. Honestly, I feel the media values romantic relations over platonic relationships. Whereas I think having the dream, what's more important is having a solid network of people that you can rely on, but just a solid network of people that you feel connected to, and that you can just not feel alone. And like, I think because relationships, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much dry skin. But anyway, because relationships are so built up as this ideal thing to have, like people can feel this lack of self, like, I don't know. Like, I think the only reason why I ever wanted a relationship is because I consumed so much romance, like rom-coms. Oh my gosh, I had a huge rom-com phase. And books that always have romance in them. Like, I think romance is a beautiful thing. But is it overhyped? Well, I wouldn't know. But I think sometimes it can be. Like, I think if you find the right person, I don't think it will be overhyped. But I think if you find just anyone, you probably could grow to love them, but like, it might not be like the books and movies is what I was trying to say here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. I am a lover girl at heart. You know, I love romance in books and movies. I love fictional romance. But I just, like, sometimes maybe it's because I've never been in a relationship, I just can't imagine it for myself. Like, I just can't picture myself in that kind of scenario. And probably because it's been almost 22 years of singleness, and I've grown to really enjoy this. I think, like, I love being alone. I guess I'm just so used to doing my own thing. Like, I don't have to tell anyone what I'm doing. I choose my own destiny. I mean, you have to, like, regularly communicate them. Okay, one thing that I really suck at is communicating. Like, I'm getting better at it because I was, like, really bad at responding to texts. I know. I'm sorry. It's just, like, it's one of those things that kind of has overwhelmed me in the past, where I'm like, I just feel too, I don't know, because it feels like something that I have to do, then it feels like another burden, even though it's not. And now I've definitely improved on that front. Like, I'm much better at it. Like, none of my friends are gonna complain that I've taken days to respond, which is how I used to be. I was so bad. But now I am pretty good. But, like, not like romantic relationship good. So I know that, you know, there's an expectation to, like, at least FaceTime once a week. I don't FaceTime my friends like once a week or anything like that. Like, one of my best friends, I see her like once every 2 weeks, sometimes once every month, because we get so busy in our lives. And that's, like, another point. Like, honestly, like, right now I just feel like I'm too busy for a relationship. But, like, having a relationship would take out time from other things. Like, I could be reading or watching TV or, like, doing things that I like to relax. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that get into a relationship and then cut off their friends. Like, I like to see my friends at least once a week, twice a week if I can. But, like, if you're in a relationship, like, don't you have to see them, like, every week, or, like, at least once every 2 weeks, surely? And that would be, like, an extra thing to do over it. Okay, so maybe what we're learning is I'm incredibly lazy. Yes, maybe. Oh, it just feels like an extra thing to add on top. And then also, oh my gosh, the mental drama. Okay, if you start dating, there's all, like, the, oh, what does this text mean? Oh my gosh. And then analyzing, oh, do I actually want to stay with this person? And then, oh my gosh, he didn't call me back. This is partly based on experience, but mostly my imagination. Not just my imagination, just also observation of friends. And also, like, my goal right now is to graduate from university, and I want to, like, start building career. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, and I think that comes first. And I think, okay, I feel like it is important to know that if you wanna, you don't have to decide, but, like, have some sort of idea if you want to get married or not, because that married or not. Sorry if my pronunciation is bad, but yeah, I think it's important to know if you want to get married or not, because that then sort of determines, I guess, your life. Like, another thing that you need to factor into your life plan. So I know I need to start worrying about getting into a relationship. Wow, I'm starting to realize I might be a little bit of a worrywart, a little bit of a overthinker, but I just like to think that I am mentally well planned, even though I'm not that mentally well planned. But yeah, like knowing if you want to get married or what does fit into whatever life you envision for yourself. Because then you have to factor a whole nother being, and then, well, if you're a girl, if you want to have kids, actually if you're a guy too, but like, unfortunately, unless you have the money to freeze your eggs, well, actually, and like, you know, you could make up the money to freeze your eggs, but like, I will actually, you know, if I'm getting to a certain age, I think I would freeze my eggs, like, you know, if I'm like, actually no, adoption's always there, and I think adoption is a good, beautiful thing to contribute to. Knowing if you want to get married and then have kids would like have to factor into your life plan, because then you'd have to decide like, hey, okay, if I want this in my life, then or at least I want to try having this in my life, at a certain time I gotta start trying to date. Yeah, but right now I've decided I have enough time and that I don't really want to worry about that right now, because like, while I know it's something that I want in the future, I am very happy where I am now. And I don't feel that pressure to get into a relationship. I think partly because most of my friends actually aren't in relationships. I've got some friends in relationships, but most of my friends are not in relationships. The majority of my friends aren't. Could be because most of them come from all-girls schools. So, yeah, I think we find it a little bit harder, but like, I think it's like, it might be a bit harder if you're like the only one in your friendship group that isn't in a relationship, because then, you know, but like, honestly, don't feel that pressure, because there's heaps of people in the world that aren't, and you've got to just have like what's important to you. And right now my priorities are not that, you know, I'd rather prioritize my career and my mental health and happiness and friendships and try new things in life, you know, because a relationship is a commitment, and it is nice to feel commitment free in that sense. Like, I feel like I could wake up tomorrow and decide I'm gonna go live in Spain, and I think there is some room for that in a relationship, but then you would probably have to think about it. Like, you would have to be like, oh, that would probably, there is slightly less wiggle room when you have to consider another person. Actually, no, if I was in a relationship with someone and then the next day they were like, I'm going to Spain, like, okay, so how are we gonna see each other? I feel like you would have to have a conversation, you know. And if it was just like a random thing and they don't know when they're coming back, I don't know if you could keep the relationship going. I kind of want to wear a scarf today because it's very cold. I got a few different scarves because I feel like, you know, I'm really cold and I'm on the verge of catching a cold, so I'm like, I need to wear something around my neck. This one, or the blue, or the red. The red is quite striking. I like it. I'm gonna quickly outfit change. Ta-da! Okay, yeah, so I literally just changed the shirt underneath. But I think it pops so much more with the black. Ooh, I think I might change my jeans too. 1 second. Ta-da! Yeah, this is so much better. We are going to do front pieces out. I might braid these. My friend's gonna be here soon to pick me up. I have noticed that like the times that I have felt like I wanted a relationship a bit more and felt like I was craving a relationship was when I was watching heaps of romance, like romance movies, shows, which isn't that interesting. So we really, I feel like, do get conditioned by the media to want to be in a relationship. And lately I have not been watching a lot of TV and shows because I've just been busy with uni. And yeah, today I'm watching this one Turkish drama, which is, I think it's a drama. Okay, you know, it's more fit in the drama genre than the romance genre, and even the romance is just annoying, so I envy nothing. It's called A Girl Named Faria, and if you want to suffer, Fariha, sorry, that was terrible pronunciation. But yeah, if you want to suffer, I highly recommend. But like, honestly, every day I'm like, damn it, I shouldn't have started this show. I'm suffering so much. But yeah, oh my gosh. This is my go-to greasy hair. When life gives you greasy hair, do a slickback. Okay, this is my go-to greasy hair hairstyle. Braid the front 2 pieces and slick back the rest. So yeah, I just think that's so interesting that because I haven't been watching a lot of romance and seeing a lot of relationships on social media either, I am not feeling that pressure. And also like times when I'm feeling whatever. And times when I'm feeling lonely, like if I've been feeling lonely in the past, like I felt like I wanted someone to talk to, or you know, just feeling lonely, have been times that I've wanted to be in a relationship, or like felt like I craved that romantic relationship, because that's kind of represented as like the ultimate form of close relationships. But like lately, my social life has been, I won't say popping off, but it's been a lot better, and because I've been trying to keep in touch with all of my friends, and I think my friends are feeling, I guess, also perhaps that need to connect, because they've also been a bit more active than we have been, like compared to like last year, and so I guess I haven't been feeling as lonely. So I think having good friendships does really help. And look, I would say if you're feeling lonely, it's so much better to jump into friendships than relationships, because you get that benefit of feeling close while having like a little less commitment. So, you know, it's not the end of the world if, like, it's not like you're gonna have to eventually marry that person. Also, I will say, it is kind of nice to just like sometimes that little bit of curiosity is fun, and like thinking of what could my story be. Like, you've still got that part left to explore, you know, and I think that's exciting rather than something that I feel like I need to be pressured to do. Like, I'm excited to discover like what romantic stories I will add to my life, but like it doesn't have to be now, and I don't want them now because I've got other things that I want to focus on right now. But I am excited for that in the future, so it's something to look forward to, but not something that needs to happen right now, since I don't want it to. And it's like that mystery of knowing, like if I was in a relationship, maybe I have commitment issues, because I'm like, then I feel like that would just be it. Not really. I don't know. I like that possibility of my life could go anywhere. I feel like I'm very much embracing that aspect that is most commonly represented in people's 20s, but like you can feel it at any age, where you can feel like the world is your oyster and you can do whatever you want and you can go in any direction in life that you want to. And I feel like if I was to describe the plot of my life, I don't want it to be, it's not going to be a romance novel. That would be like a part. It would be an adventure with a subplot of romance, you know? That can come on later, but right now we're really exploring life and just trying new things and trying to be a happy, healthy person and adventuring, like a little adventurer. And romance is very much just like something that will be a cherry on top on the side, and I think that's beautiful and exciting for me. So don't let anyone convince you that you have to be in a relationship right now, because you don't. Relationships are beautiful and happy, but like moments with yourself where you discover things and like new things in life, try new things, new food, new places, travel, and moments with friends and moments with family. And I am definitely a huge believer of it's better to not jump into a relationship if you are not happy mentally and if you don't really know who you are, because it's easier to love someone else when you love yourself first, and I do believe that. Which isn't, I know a lot of people have like become the best versions of themselves with another person. Because if you find the right person, they will bring out the best in you. But it's just that if you find the wrong person, they may take advantage of you. So I definitely think for most people it is better to, I was liking the hair out more, but no, it's too greasy for that. So we're gonna go up to. But yeah, no, at least I think I am the best friend. No, I'm not the best. I'm saying no, I think I am the best, at the best place to be a good friend. I'm a better friend. That's better. Okay, I'm a better friend and a better daughter, a better sister, a better student, etc, etc, it goes on. And so thus I will be a better girlfriend if I am, you know, if I know more about myself, when I know more about myself and I'm in a mentally happy place. And, you know, having been in a mentally unhappy place and had to work through a few things, I definitely, like, you can't, I feel like I wouldn't have had the mental space to tolerate a relationship. And I feel like I am over that, but so I could get into a relationship if I wanted to now. And I think it was so worth waiting till now, because I got to discover who I actually am as a person, what I value, and what I want in life. Anyway, just gonna shape my brows, that's my last thing. Add some perfume, and this is the scent for today. It's the Body Shop. Shea, I don't know how you say that. Like, I always get compliments on that one. I don't know, people really like that. And Elizabeth Arden green tea, my favorite. I just like it. I just think it smells really calming and fresh. I don't even drink green tea. I drink matcha. Jewelry, last but not least. And hot take. Hot take meaning possibly incorrect, so argue with me if you like. But I think that sometimes people feel a real desperation to get into a relationship because they don't feel happy by themselves. And I think that is very dangerous, because if you get into a relationship not being happy with yourself, then you can end up attributing all your happiness to them. So then they have the power to make or break you, you know? If they break up with you, then like your whole world comes crumbling down. Whereas if you know that you're happy by yourself, if that relationship ends, you know you'll still be okay because you were happy being alone. And I love being alone, so I'm in a good position, and I think this is the position to be in. But obviously, bias take. My seconds hurt a little bit. Anyway, yeah, and also like then that person has power to manipulate you because you're willing to bend head over heels for that person and let them get away with stuff because you'd rather be with them and suffer a little bit than be alone. And you really would not. Like, it really, really, really is, unless like, you know, your financial situation requires it, you're really, really, really better off being alone than with someone that makes you miserable. And so, better off trying to become happy being single before trying to get into a relationship. Actually, to be honest, that's why I'm ready to date, because that's why I feel like I'm really ready to date, because I'm so happy single. But ironically, I don't feel like I'm not in any rush to date because I'm so happy single. Like, I'm chilling, guys. I am having the time of my life. Yeah, okay. I'm going off to go with my friend to a charity event that my other friend is organising. Then I'll come home, do some work for an assignment, and then watch a movie, have a movie night with my family. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you did. Leave a comment, start an argument, start a fight. I'm just kidding. Peace and love to everyone, and goodbye!